So I'm just walking to the train station right now in Lille, France, and I'm taking the first train off to Vimy. Today's my last day in Europe. I fly out tomorrow night. So, well, I mean, second last day. Last night for sure. And I guess when I get to Vimy, it's still another 6 kilometers from the train station up to the town, to the top of the ridge. Obviously, it's a hill. So I brought my rollerblades. You can see my arm right there. And I'll see how far I can get that way. Otherwise, I think there's a bus or a shuttle or something like that that goes back and forth between. But I'm really looking forward to seeing Vimy. I've said this for the last part of my trip. It's very Canadian, very iconic, obviously. And I brought my journal along, so that way I can sit on top of the ridge and then write my journal for a little bit. But one of the things I wanted to say is when I was in Ypres, or Ypres, whatever you want to say, in Flanders in Belgium, I can't say enough about how much the Canadian flag that I have on my backpack just bought me. I mean, it bought me hospitality. It bought me, I was hitchhiking for the first time in Europe ever. I missed a bus back from Passchendaele to get into Ypres, and, or Ypres, and I stuck out my thumb. I had my Canadian flag on my front of my pack, and this guy picked me up, young Belgian guy, forget his name, and he drove me around to all the Canadian sites in his car. He had an open day on Saturday, and he just said, "Where do you want to go? I'll take you there. Canadians are always welcome here." And even more so, the night before, I went to watch The Last Post in Ypres, but it was at 8 o'clock. And they do it every single night for the last 90 years at 8 o'clock sharp at the Menin Gate. And I didn't want to miss that, but if I missed that, I missed my train back to Lille, to my hostel. And so I figured I was just going to grab my roll mat and sleeping bag and just camp out at the cemetery in Passchendaele. But I got off the bus in Passchendaele, went to a bar, and there's a husband and wife there, saw my Canadian flag, and asked me where I was staying in Passchendaele, and I just said I was just going to camp out at the cemetery, and they took me in. Like, "No, you're coming back with us. You're going to stay here." And I'm like, is this like a sting operation? And sure enough, woke up in the morning, coffee, dropped me off at the cemetery, the Timcott Cemetery in Passchendaele, and just wished me well. And I mean, I can't even imagine how that would go in any other country, but in Belgium, the veterans that paid their life for freedom is still paying off gratitude that we're not deserved of. Because we as the new generation of Canadians, or this generation of Canadians, I had nothing to do with that. And those people who've been dead for 90 years, 100 years, are still now paying it forward for us Canadians that come back to this small town, which is like November 11th every single day in this town. It's just incredible. The whole town revolves around gratitude for this, and it's just wonderful to see. So anyways, I'm just walking out to the train station. I'm just going to turn around so you can see that church behind me right there, and there's some like flowers here. I mean, this is really just a wonderful city. It's gorgeous, actually. And I'm just going to walk to the train station, grab my ride, and I'll talk to you when I get to Vimy.